We welcome you all to 12th Man Studios in the south end zone of Kyle Field. This is the latest edition of The Beat, and I'm Will Johnson. We start with Texas A&M men's basketball. Fresh off being crowned the regular season champions in the Southeastern Conference, they took their act to the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee for the SEC tournament. The Aggies were the top seed in the bracket. Here's a look back at their run. Texas A&M arrived in the Music City late Wednesday in advance of their tourney opener on Friday. On Thursday, Florida knocked off Arkansas, setting up a rematch between the Gators and Aggies. A&M beat Florida on January 12th at Reed Arena, 71-68.
Champions, all right? The definition of a champion is a warrior or a fighter who is superior at his work, okay? We have demonstrated that in the regular season. This is postseason. Every game we play from here on out is a championship game, all right? We got 9 left. Every game's important. Let's go get it done today. Start right here. So together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
The first game in a tournament setting is the hardest to win, and Florida was ready for the fight. The first half was a back-and-forth affair.
Chioza's triple teamed and throws it away, and Caruso's wide open coast to coast, and he'll slam it home. Casey Hill throws one up and in. Oh boy, you can't leave him alone on the baseline.
A&M led by 2 at the break, 34-32. Midway through the second stanza, the score was even at 53. A&M would go on a 6-0 run, resulting in a Florida timeout. But the Gators would regroup. With just under 3 minutes to go, we have another tie.
7 on the shot clock as we approach a minute. House outside, got a 3.
A&M would ice this one from the charity stripe. The Aggies survive and advance. The final score, A&M 72, Florida 66. On Saturday, A&M would face yet another tough opponent, the LSU Tigers. A&M and LSU split a pair of regular season games, each winning on their respective home courts. This time around, the story was different. Facing a Bayou Bengal squad with NCAA tournament hopes on the line, the Aggies were flat out dominant.
Went back here to Morales, pivots, now he's going to shoot, here it goes. Did he make it? He did. He just nailed a 3 to tie the game. Driving inside, tries a layup, that's blocked, the Aggies got it. Gilder goes to the other end, layup, good Gilder, boy, took it all the way. He went from one baseline to the other baseline, made the layup. Long pass to the other end, goes down to Jones from House. House the assist, Jones the slam. I mean, he threw that one down. Go to the corner to Admon. Admon will put his man in the air. Line drives a 3. Got Pat! Oh, wow. That was desperation 3, and he hit it. Admon Gilder. And that'll put us at halftime up 35-13.
A&M would outscore LSU 32-5 over the 15 minutes leading into the break. The second half brought more of the same.
Here's a slam. That's an alley-oop and an assist to Collins and an alley-oop slam by House. House goes in, hands it off to Morales, who then turned and gave it to Miller on the baseline. Morales gets an assist. Miller gets a slam. I mean, that was a throwdown, and everybody's getting into the act, and LSU's seen enough.
A Kyle Dobbins free throw with 3 minutes left put the Aggies up by 40. A&M ends LSU's season. 71-38 was the final. A&M's bench was fantastic, outscoring LSU's reserves 42-10. Texas A&M limited the Tigers to just 38 points, the fewest scored by a team from the ACC, Big 12, Big East, Big 10, Pac-12, or SEC this season. Moving on to Sunday, and what an atmosphere it was inside Bridgestone Arena. Over 19,000 fans were in attendance for the showdown between Texas A&M and the Kentucky Wildcats. This was the 6th tournament title game appearance in A&M's history, but the first since 1994. After edging UK in overtime last month in College Station, it was Big Blue Nation that made their voices heard in Nashville. A raucous Wildcat crowd was on edge as A&M and Kentucky went toe-to-toe on the hardwood.
Here's an alley-oop. We go inside. That's a slam by Jones, and LaBessiere fouled him, and that's his second, just like that. Went to the opposite side. They try an alley-oop, and they'll come down, and that will be Marcus Lee on a slam. It's 6-3. Far side to Admon. Admon's going to pull back, shoot, and he made it. Admon will make it a 15-all ball game now.
A&M heads to halftime with a 4-point advantage. After the break, the battle continued. Back and forth they went, trading body shots. This high-level game was shaping up to be an instant classic. Down 2 with under a minute to go. A&M needed a big shot to stay alive.
House frees up. Briscoe's chasing him, shoots a 3. Got it! Just tied the game at 75. A minute 50 to go.
A&M would need one more stop to force OT.
Ulis looking at it. Ulis 3 seconds. Working here on Caruso. Fadeaway is no good. The buzzer sounds, and we're going OT.
In overtime, Kentucky found their range, hitting on 3 crucial three-point attempts. The last by Jamal Murray. It put the Wildcats up by 6 with only 18 seconds remaining. A&M could not recover. In a battle of the SEC's finest, the Wildcats outlast the Aggies 82-77. The disappointment would soon fade as later that evening the team would gather together in their hotel as the NCAA tournament field was announced.
And then to wrap things up in the West region, the 3rd seed in the West, the Aggies of Texas A&M. Our 2nd seed out of the Southeastern Conference. Aggies won their first regular season conference title.
Texas A&M was awarded with the number 3 seed in the West Regional, a tie for the highest seeding in school history.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys.
This portion of the beat is brought to you by ASCO, your place for case construction equipment in Texas. Back inside 12th Man Studios, the beat continues. We have with us at our desk right now head men's basketball coach Billy Kennedy. He and the Aggies off to the big dance. Friday night, 6:20 is tipped in Oklahoma City. The 3-seeded Aggies take on Green Bay, the Phoenix out of the Horizon League. Coach, we appreciate your time. I know it's busy because once that bracket's announced, coaches start to scurry and look at film, but your prevailing thoughts when you look back at the run through the bracket in Nashville.
Well, we came out, started, had a grinder game, the first game, and fortunately against LSU, it was tight for the first 5 minutes, and we were able to get a good lead and play everybody, and I thought, rested some. I thought we were ready to play Kentucky, excited, had a freshness about us. Obviously, I was more concerned about the first 5 minutes against Kentucky because the atmosphere was incredible. It was an NCAA tournament type atmosphere with probably more of a true road game feel, and so we came out of it healthy. Daniel House had a tremendous game, and it was good to see him finally bust out. I've been saying that for about 3 weeks, and we had our chances, but Kentucky made some big shots, and they're very good.
I think a lot of us are still talking about that semifinal contest against the LSU Tigers. Now, you can be as confident as you want as a player or coach, but did you expect a 71-38 victory in a game of that magnitude?
No, not at all. We've got a lot of respect for LSU and their talent and their team, but it was just a perfect storm for us. We've got veterans and upperclassmen. We attacked them from the beginning. They had played the game before and against Tennessee. Our guys just came ready to play, and everything went well. And I really thought LSU kind of shut it down. I thought maybe we played that great, and I watched the tape, but we did a lot of good things. And best thing about it, we played everybody and came out of it healthy and rested for Kentucky.
When the championship game against the Wildcats was over, you guys stayed in Nashville to watch the selection show. Your initial reactions when you see it all unveiled, your pod, your first-round opponent, your seed, what jumped out at you right away?
Well, one, we were just thankful and excited. We didn't experience that last year, and when you don't get that, and last year I was kind of peeking, thinking we'd sneak in. I saw a couple of teams sneak in this year that everybody's like, why in the world are they there? But we were excited, you know, and I was happy for our guys. And to see we were in Oklahoma City was the next thing I was excited about, because we want all our Aggie fans who've been a part of our success to be able to get there, and that makes it close for them to be able to get there. And you know, Wisconsin Green Bay is really good. I'm familiar with their coach. He's done a really good job over his career. He won a national championship at the Division II level, Coach Darner. So this is a team that has experience and won basketball in a good league.
There's so many things that people say you have to have this to make a big run in the dance. Do you have to have shooters? You got to play defense. What's your thought on the must-have, the key to the makeup of an NCAA tournament team that can get to the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and maybe the Final Four?
Well, one, depth helps. Foul trouble, an injury here or there, you know, whatever it may be, we've got good depth. You know, I think that helps. We can score inside and outside. You know, we don't rely on the three-point line, because one bad shooting day can get you beat. And I think we play good defense. So, you know, I think we've got a good group, and we hit all the marks. One thing I would like to do better is make free throws. You know, so we could have made free throws better against Kentucky. I think we shot 67, 68%. We make 2 or 3 more in that game, we may win the game. You know, so that's also something I would like to. That's one thing I know we need to do better.
Well, Coach, we hope to talk to you next week before you head to Anaheim. But all the best in Oklahoma City this week.
All right, thank you.
Billy Kennedy right here on the beat. Stay with us. We've got more on the other side of the break. This portion of the beat is brought to you by Memorial Hermann, official sports medicine partner of Texas A&M Athletics. Welcome back. Texas A&M baseball off to a hot start in 2016. They entered the weekend ranked as high as number 2 in the country. Had a difficult task ahead of them. Fresno State came to town already with double-digit wins. A good test for the Aggies before hitting conference play this weekend at Auburn. A&M and the Bulldogs from Bluebell Park. Fresno State stepped in with a pitching staff that could match up with the Aggies' deep arms. A low-scoring weekend was expected, and Friday was proof of that. On his 22nd birthday, Hunter Melton in the second inning.
Whoa, watch
Hunter
out.
Melton, that's a birthday gift coming.
There it is.
Light the candles. Let him blow them out. Michael Barish in the 4th. Michael Barish has just put one deep into left field, at the track, at the wall. 3-0 Aggies. Fresno State would creep back into it, but Aggie pitching was just too good. Jace Vines was excellent, allowing only 2 runs and 6+ innings of work. Ryan Hendricks entered to nail it down. He threw the last 2 1/3. Vines the win, Hendricks the save. The Aggies take an excellent Friday night contest, 3-2. Game 1 of the series was a tough act to follow, but Saturday bested it. Under gorgeous skies in College Station, the Aggies and Bulldogs were step for step with each other. Fresno State got out to a 2-0 lead. A&M would later tie it, and to extra innings we go. Top of the 10th, the Bulldogs get a run. They're poised to win it with 3 more outs in the bottom of the inning. Could the Aggies conjure some Olsen magic? 2 outs, runners at the corners. Ryan Burke, a hard hit ball at the first baseman. He can't make the play, neither can the second baseman. Hunter Melton scores, game tied at 3. Walker Pennington, a chance to wave the wand that brings the magic. Walker Pennington going in the gap towards center. They won't let it down. Texas A&M will win it. Olsen magic. And the Aggies will take the series. Walker in walk-off fashion wins it. A&M 4, Fresno State 3, the final.
Won the series. You got a chance to sweep a really damn good team tomorrow. Need to make sure we're ready to go. Proud of you for staying in the fight.
Sunday, after the dramatics of the first two games, this one was quite the opposite. A&M jumped on the Dogs immediately, scoring 6 runs in their opening 2 at-bats. This one was all Aggies from start to finish. Kyle Simons was excellent on the hill. He threw 7 innings, allowing only 3 hits and getting the win. A&M finishes the sweep, winning 12-1 on Sunday. Softball, ranked 10th in the country, swept Texas Tech this past weekend, amassing 33 runs over the 3 games. They start play in the Southeastern Conference on Friday, welcoming LSU to College Station, beginning a 3-game set with the Tigers. Both A&M and LSU ranked in the top 10. We expect a good one. Welcome back to The Beat. Both basketball teams here at Texas A&M doing March Madness to the fullest. We've already talked about the men, but the women will play in the field of 64 as well. They were number 2 in the SEC all by themselves, and on Monday night they held a watch party as their field was unveiled. Gary Blair and his squad watched closely to see where and who they'd play in the first and second rounds of the bracket. Quite frankly, they were hoping to host them at Reed Arena. As they gathered, their record stood at 21-9. Their resume was certainly a good one. Early in the season in non-conference play, they'd picked up quality wins over Duke, Cal, and Oklahoma. Once league play started, A&M's second-place finish came against a conference that bracketologists felt would get 9 teams in, far more than any other conference. The Aggies beat 5 from that SEC grouping that was projected to dance. They'd earned the right to believe they would host, but it's in the hands of the committee, so they waited, and it was worth it. The Aggies found out they are hosting the first and second rounds. A&M got a 4 seed and will welcome 13th seeded Missouri State to College Station in round 1. Tip-off on Saturday is at 3 p.m. The winner gets either Florida State or Middle Tennessee State at Reed Arena on Monday.
Well, this is where we want to be right here. We want a happy team. We want our fans in the audience yelling for us and calling, sawing those horns off, and just having a special time.
Texas A&M men's and women's basketball both dancing in 2016. When we come back, we close out this edition of The Beat. Before we go on The Beat, let us remind you one more time. Friday night, 6:20 p.m. from Oklahoma City. The 3rd-seeded Texas A&M Aggies take on the number 14 Green Bay Phoenix, round 1 of the NCAA tournament. The winner plays on Sunday against either Texas or Northern Iowa. It is time for the madness to begin, and it's time for us to say goodbye on this edition of The Beat. So long, everybody.